What's up guys, welcome back once again to Diddy Reviews. I'm Adam, this is Diddy Reviews. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be doing a case. We're going to be looking at a case, it's not going to be a review. We're just going to have a look over it and see what makes it tick, see what features it has and things like that. I've not done a case for a while. This one is from Kolink, and massive thank you to them for sending this over. I'm really happy about that, so thank you again. And this is the Observatory Z Mesh. This is one of their newest cases. As the name suggests, it's a front mesh panel and tempered glass, standard stuff. But obviously we'll get into this and we'll show you sort of what's included in the box. So like I say, it's not going to be a review, it's going to be more of an overview so you can see what you get with this case, and the build will be coming up soon. So if you want to see that, obviously make sure you get subscribed and hit that notification button so you can you know when it's going to be live. And well, anyway, let's get into this case. Let's take a look at it, and we'll wrap it up at the end. So let's begin with the overall dimensions of this mid-tower case. It is pretty much average size for this form factor and measures in at 245mm by 495 by 465. Moving on to the front of this case, as mentioned in the intro of this video, the case has a full mesh front to promote excellent airflow. The front panel is held in place by plastic pins and simply pops off from the front with a firm pull. Located behind this panel is 3 of the 4 included 120mm Umbra void fans featuring ARGB and infinity mirror in the centre, capable up to 1500 RPM, which can be daisy chained for both ARGB and PWM. There is no separate dust filter in the front, however it is mesh, and this will help stop some of the dust from getting through. The front allows for a total of 3 120mm fans, 3 140mm fans, or 2 200mm fans, with liquid cooling supporting up to a 420mm radiator. Moving on to the top, we can see that this case has plenty of front I/O, as it comes equipped with 2 USB 2s, 2 USB 3 Type A's and 1 USB 3.1 Type C, as well as the standard front audio. The top is also where the power button is located, along with a reset button and a separate RGB button to change the lighting colours and patterns without the need to use software. There is also a removable magnetic dust filter located on top of the case to help prevent any dust from entering from the top. Underneath this dust filter, a total of 3 120mm, 2 140mm fans can be installed, along with up to a 360mm radiator. Now let's take a look at the main interior of this case. This is accessed by loosening the 2 captive thumb screws and removing the full tempered glass side panel. At the rear of the case is the 4th pre-installed fan as mentioned earlier. Below this are 7 full PCIe slots and 3 extra for GPU vertical mounting with the included bracket. The motherboard tray can support up to ATX motherboard and has a cable channel for clean and easy routing of PSU cables. This channel also has an integrated adjustable GPU anti-sag bracket to help support huge GPUs, which this case can accommodate up to a 380mm in length. In terms of cooling, the case can support AIOs in the sizes mentioned previously for radiator support, and for air cooling can take up to 180mm in height. The bottom of the case has a PSU shroud with pre-installed rubber grommets to hide away cables and keep clutter to a minimum. At the back of the case, things are pretty much what you would expect from most cases. However, the PSU enters from the back on this case with a removable bracket. Going around to the right hand side of the case, we can remove the panel using 2 captive thumb screws again and sliding away the steel panel. This reveals the cable management and PSU area of the case, which allows for 30mm of space for cables. This side has 3 included Velcro cable tie down points for management of cables, a removable SSD bracket to house 2 2.5-inch SSDs. The basement area has an HDD cage for holding 2 SSDs or 2 HDDs, and can be removed if not needed to allow for more cable management space or extras. The PSU max length is 200mm ATX form factor. The base also has an accessory box which has cable ties and an included 6-port SATA powered ARGB controller. There is also a removable dust filter that covers the intake area of the PSU. Right, so there we have it. First of all, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me just straighten this case up. That's the Observatory Z, or Z, from Kolink, if that's how you pronounce it, Kolink, I believe. Yeah, so that's, like I say, it's an overview, it's not a review of this case. I'm going to do that at a later stage, so again, if you want to see that, please get subscribed, hit the notification button so you can see when that comes live. Hopefully it won't be too soon. I've got a few other things to be getting through at the moment, so I just wanted to quickly do an overview of this case so you can see what it's about. And I don't want to leave Kolink waiting too long for me to actually do something with this product, because I've had it for a while and I don't want to leave people waiting. But anyway, like I say, more of an overview than a review. I just wanted to show the features that this case comes with, and so far so good. I'm actually really impressed with this. Yeah, so in terms of features, it's absolutely feature packed. First of all, I will tell you about the price. I assume that's what most people want to know, is how much does this thing cost. It's not it's not the cheapest case in the world, but it's not the most expensive either, and it is quite feature packed. They have thought about a lot of things on this. So the price in the UK is £119.99. It's not a bad price. It'll probably be similar in the US. I assume it's available in the US. I'll try and get a link to that and put it in the one below, so you can see that. But like I say, not the cheapest, not the most expensive. However, like I say, for features, it is, so far, I think it's worth the money. You got 4 of the Umbra Void 120mm fans in it, and from what I've seen, they're around £12-13 each. So what's that? It's nearly £50, well, around about £50 of fans included. So that straight away brings the case down to £70. And they're not then too expensive to add a few more to it, as you do get the included RGB controller, which again is another great feature, which can take up to 6 fans. So you could have your 3 in the front, you can have the 1 in the back that's already included, and then if you've got a 240 AIO, you can stick 2 more on that as well and have everything matching if you want to. Like I said, they are standard ARGB cables, standard PWM cables, so they can be linked into your motherboard, so you can run more than 6 if you need to. You don't have to just use the controller. You can use your motherboard to control them, or a different controller if you've got one that takes standard ARGB. So you can get more and more fans on this if you want to progress onto that. Other than that, like I say, it's front mesh panel, completely front mesh, and it has got these sort of like windows on the sides, so you'll be able to see your fans through there, which is quite a nice little touch. I think that'll look quite good, but you will still be able to see your fans through the mesh as well, and will look nice. There is different versions of this case as well. Again, I'll link those in the description below. I think there's a non-mesh panel version, and there's also a Y and a light version as well. But like I say, I'll put the links in the description below, and you can have a look at them yourselves. Other than that, what else we need to talk about? Tempered glass side panel, which is pretty much standard in most cases these days. Motherboard support is up to ATX. It is called a super MIDI tower on the website I was looking at. What that means, I don't know. Maybe that just means because it can take big components, I don't know. So yeah, up to ATX, obviously down to mini ITX if you want to put something like that in here, which would be a bit weird. Nice cable channel on the side to bring your 24 pin through, and a few others on the side, with the included GPU bracket, which is nice to see as well, so you don't have to buy one of those. And it's just a black one that would be pretty much hidden away, you wouldn't be able to see it with your GPU in the standard orientation. So it looks quite nice. It won't stick out, you won't know it's there really, but it will keep your GPU supported. What else to talk about? Like I said, the fans are daisy chainable as well, that's nice to see. PSU shroud with rubber grommets, keep it all nice and tidy. Water cooling support is actually massive in this, up to 420 in the front, up to 360 in the top. That's huge for a standard mid-tower case. And obviously you can get up to a 140 in the back as well if you wanted to. So you can get 3 decent sized radiators in here if you wanted to go water cooling. So it could be great for the enthusiast sort of user as well as your standard user. Dust filter on top, which is nice to see. The AIO, the IO on top is actually really good. Like I say, there's 2 USB 2A types, there's 2 USB 3A types, and there's a USB-C 3.1. So yeah, absolutely loads of connectivity on the front, which is good to see. So if your motherboard's lacking, you've got a bit more there as well, to providing your motherboard can support those front connections as well. Other than that, there's not really a lot to tell you about it. Vertical GPU, I didn't speak about before. So it is capable of vertical GPU. It does say included bracket. However, from what I can see, unless there's something missing out of my box, it is literally just supported at the back here on these 3 slots. There's no actual bracket that comes with it. It literally just connects to those slots instead of to the other ones. So I don't know if I'm missing something there or not. And you will have to buy a riser cable if you want to do that. It doesn't come in the box, which you can't expect because riser cables are quite expensive, and it isn't a really expensive case. It's quite a sort of average sort of price for this kind of case. So yeah, that's pretty much all I need to talk about. Like I said, it was just an overview, not a review. Stick around if you want to see the review of this case, where I will be putting a build into it and actually obviously testing the thermals on both GPU and CPU. Yeah, I hope you come along back to see that video, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.